Ghana is one of Africa's rising stars. The country doesn't fall far behind the big economic players on the continent like Nigeria, South Africa, and Morocco, and it is the only African country whose entertainment industry is giving Nigeria a run for its money. Ghana is a beautiful West African state situated in the center of the Gold Coast of Africa, with a population of over 31 million people, and has a 535-kilometer-long shoreline that includes breathtaking lagoons and lush mangrove forests. The country's tropical climate varies from a Sudanian-type climate in the north, with a short rainy season, to the high rainfall regime of the forested Guinean and Guinea-Congolian regions in the southwest. Ghana has become one of the richest countries in Africa because of its numerous economic activities and its ability to attract foreign investors to come and invest heavily in the country. Ghana has thrived especially in sectors of agriculture, mines, and tourism. This is the biggest contributor to Ghana's economy. Agriculture alone contributes to 54% of Ghana's GDP and accounts for over 40% of exports earnings of the country, and at the same time provides over 90% of the country's food needs. Ghana exports agricultural products like cashew nuts, peanuts, and cocoa seeds. Compared to cocoa, all the exports amount to nothing. Ghana prides itself to be among the highest producers and exporters of cocoa on the African continent, second only to Ivory Coast. The export of cocoa has traditionally dominated the economy of Ghana, and today it is one of the world's largest exporters of cocoa, which employs approximately 800,000 Ghanaians. Cocoa production and exportation generate over $2 billion in annual foreign exchange. Despite the abundance of cocoa in Ghana, only 20% is unfortunately processed in the country. The rest is processed in countries that import cocoa from Ghana like Malaysia, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. But lately, the president of Ghana stopped the exportation of cocoa to Switzerland. This is in order to encourage local processing and production of cocoa products like chocolates. Agriculture remains a major economic sector, providing income for nearly half of Ghanaians. The country is endowed with rich natural resources. But that is not all. Ghana is richly blessed with an abundance of natural resources such as timber, gold, diamonds, bauxite, manganese, and oil. These all contribute to making Ghana among the wealthier nations in West Africa. As a matter of fact, Ghana is the highest producer of gold in the whole of Africa. The minerals mined in Ghana account for 37% of the country's total exports, with gold comprising 90% of total mineral exports. MiningGlobal.com estimates Ghana's gold reserves to be 1,000 metric tons. Ghana has become known for attracting so many foreign investors. Well, they deserve it. A favorable business environment is one of the key factors that drive foreign investors to a country. Government policies, security, and infrastructural development are some of the things investors put into consideration, and Ghana has proven to the world that they are more serious and committed to easing the way business is done in their country. All these charms their way into the hearts of foreign investors. Another booming industry in Ghana that has greatly been contributing to its GDP is the tourism sector. People travel far and wide to come and enjoy this beautiful country. And normally when people visit, they spend. They live in very expensive hotels, they pay for transport, they consume the local products. All these activities feed the flame of Ghana's economy, making the country richer and richer. As a matter of fact, Ghana is among the friendliest countries in Africa. In 2020, the travel and tourism sector in Ghana contributed nearly $1.9 billion to the country's gross domestic product. This decreased compared to the $3.7 billion registered in the preceding year. But as the saying goes, not all that glitters is gold. Ghana, just like most other African countries, has its shortcomings. How did Ghana get this rich? It can't just be luck. To know this, we have to look back at history. While its economy is one of the most successful in the region, it remains heavily dependent on international finance. Ghana, like most West African countries, has daunting environmental challenges since its economic development depends directly on natural resources. Large tracts of dense forest have been cleared to support increasing cocoa production. mining is causing localized land degradation and water pollution. A quarter of its people are concentrated along the narrow coastal zone. The area now known as Ghana has been involved in a handful of conflicts with many African countries, and like many African countries, it was colonized by European nations over the last 2,000 years. In 1957, Ghana became the first self-governing country on the African continent under President Kwame Nkrumah. Today, Ghana's president is Nana Akufo-Addo, and the country continues to be a strong force in the economic development of Africa. Ghana is also an affordable location to visit since $1 will get you 5.78 cedis, and the cost of living is 1/5 of what it is in North America. However, for Ghanaians who live below the poverty line, living costs can be quite dicey as their income is so low. The population of Ghana lives in a cosmopolitan metropolis, and the government recognizes a host of indigenous languages as national languages. Two of the most widespread of these are the Twi languages of the southern and central regions and the southern and Dagba Ni languages of the Dagamba people, more commonly spoken by people in areas to the north. Today, most Ghanaians identify as Christian. However, the native religion of the influential Ashanti Empire was a form of this faith tradition that is still active today and is a big part of Ghanaian culture, and they're combined with Christian traditions too. The Ashanti Empire was influential in shaping the culture of modern Ghana, and fashion is no exception. Kente cloth, the fabric worn by Ashanti, is still a point of national pride. Now, let's dive into the main issue here. How exactly did Ghana foster economic growth in such a quick spell of time? Economists still have their heads spinning. 2 years ago, Ghana was referred to as the world's fastest growing economy, with terms such as skyrocketing being used to describe its growth. This change has occurred in only 3 decades, and for any country with a history of ups and downs, this is an exceptional achievement. This was largely made possible due to good governance, and sustainable development seems to have done the trick. The government has always set its focus on Ghana's economy ever since it gained independence. By the late 1900s, the success of Ghana's cocoa crops brought over from Equatorial Guinea in 1878 seemed to be securing the country's status as an up-and-coming economy to be reckoned with. However, all too soon the drop in the price of cocoa meant that the booming economy started to slow down. Although Ghana was also a big exporter of gold and had wealth of natural resources, the country's heavy reliance on cocoa exports saw the dip in Ghana's economy, taking a toll on all aspects of life for Ghanaians. The country faced significant challenges, and Ghana's economy was far from being the fastest growing economy in Africa. Good governance began with government officials upping their commitment to getting better at governance. This meant taking note of what the country really needed and making decisions informed by Ghana's past, present, and future. And this good governance brought about something remarkable in the 1990s. Ghana's economy was being strengthened, and not by some new commodity the country could sell. The strength came from a more structured and equitable system of governance. The new government's transparent democracy. The government looked to strengthen society and industry through economic reform. By the mid-1990s, Ghana was once again experiencing rapid economic growth, thanks to good governance put forward in policies and plans looking to improve the quality of life for Ghanaians. These gains were boosted in 2007 with the discovery of offshore oil, and Ghana's economy was showing signs of bursting at the seams. Ghana has also consistently ranked in the top 3 countries in Africa for freedom of speech and press freedom. In the early years of independence, the country approached reform with the Economic Recovery Program. The ERP, this program had its focus on urban issues and sidelined the challenges faced by rural communities. In this way, the ERP overlooked the connections between rural and urban communities and how one community could benefit from improvements in the other. Since the start of Ghana's independence, the wealth of rural communities lagged well behind that of city dwellers. Bridging this gap in equality meant bringing better access to jobs and better pay for rural people. And by 1997, the Ghanaian government had come up with a plan. Good governance had brought with it some great opportunities to turn paper policies into practical progress in the form of the Village Infrastructure Project. the VIP looking to intensity efforts to reduce poverty and increase the quality of life across the country. The Ghanaian government launched the VIP. There was a keen call for community participation even during the planning phases of the project. The VIP had 4 main focus areas, all aligned to community concerns. Ghana ranks well above others for the amount of rainfall it receives each year. But this abundance of water was not well distributed geographically, and this added to the gap in equality across the country. Through the VIP, the importance of managing the country's water well was acknowledged. The government invested in and developed infrastructure for water catchments, as well as water conservation activities. Before the implementation of the VIP, only 8,000 of the 20,000 kilometers of road feeding into rural areas were maintained by the government. Ghana's history shows its economy was dependent on agricultural produce, and in 1997, nothing much had changed. Moving produce and livestock from fields to farms and from farms to markets became a central focus for the Ghanaian government. This was the key to growing Ghana's economy, and if the roads are ready, the supply better be steady. But the improvement of roads wouldn't just mean transporting. It would mean bumping up production to new heights. This posed a problem since there weren't enough quality post-harvest facilities or buildings where produce is stored before being transported to markets. Before the VIP, the spoilage of harvested crops accounted for a staggering 100% of the cost of harvesting. The VIP also shed light on great things to come in Ghana. Things like institutional strengthening through community empowerment. While institutional strengthening may sound like a top management task, in Ghana it was really all about giving power back to the people. It started with the redistribution of administrative responsibilities to 110 district assemblies, shifting power from national to district level. The district assemblies were assigned the highest authority at the local level and were responsible for providing basic education, public health, environmental protection, and sanitization. To do this, the Constitution dedicated 10% of the gross domestic product of the activities of district assemblies. This was known as the District Assemblies Common Fund, the DACF. Each district assembly was appointed an agricultural coordinator from the community to push post-harvest infrastructure and other agricultural activities. This allowed rural communities to settle into managing projects on the ground that would improve their own livelihoods. With the VIP and other government initiatives well underway, the world could see how good governance got Ghana steering towards sustainable development. The gains made in Ghana can bring hope to many a challenging situation. But keeping up progress while protecting national resources can be a tricky balancing act. 2 years ago, the World Resources Institute, the WRI, showed that Ghana was one of the top 10 countries increasingly losing swathes of its rainforest. Interestingly, the rainforests are being cleared to grow cocoa crops, which has again become a major commodity for export in Ghana. And even though Ghana's economy has boomed over the past few years to dip again last year, which it did, this thorn in the side of Ghana's success seems to come from a struggle with sustainability. Yes, Ghana has built the idea of sustainability in its economic reform programs, but promises on paper don't always filter down to the ground except where there is good governance. In the Overseas Development Institute's review on Ghana's agricultural growth, making farming environmentally sustainable, conserving resources of soil, forest, and biodiversity were described as a key challenge. Working in its favor, Ghana made moves toward the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals before these goals were even completed in 2015. This shows Ghana's history of committing to sustainability, and it stayed true to that history, having rolled out tons of programs in every sector to address its issues with sustainability. The Emission Capacity Building Project and multiple projects were aimed at educating communities on sustainable forestry and water use. This shows that Ghana has the good governance and sustainable development stride that it needs to get its economy back on track, as long as it sticks to sustainable progress. Thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and also don't forget to subscribe and become part of our community.